Again. Hey everyone, it's Eric Lehman here. As you can obviously see, you're watching episode 406 of EML77 TV. What's going on? I want to touch base with you guys on a couple of things. One is, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so there will be a special episode on Thanksgiving. I'll elaborate more on that as we go along here on this crazy episode. As you know, because of that, I'm working 6 days just for this week only. I'll be working tomorrow on Thanksgiving, only 6 to 9 in the morning. No big deal. Just a little cleanup here and there because idiots make messes in the theaters and all that. And I asked myself, why do the theaters not clean them up, clean about them? They clean up the inside and they should clean up the outside. So, and plus a lot of seagulls running around doing stuff and everything else. And then you got also Black Friday, obviously. For Black Friday weekend, I'm needed for 7 hours. Now, this is the first Saturday I've worked since March the 2nd when we had 4 inches of snow to shovel up. And not only that, this will be the first non-snow day that I've worked more than 4 hours. Usually if I work more than 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, it will be because of snow. But this is the first non-snow day I've worked over 5 hours. And I'm working till 1 o'clock. Which could be a good thing because, everything else is great. Every craziness is happening. So it's just for this week because next week we'll be back to the regular schedule until I believe the Saturday after Christmas, I think, to make up for it because Christmas is on a Wednesday this year. So I may make it up on that following Saturday. It all depends what's going on. So there's that. We're eating late on Thanksgiving this year, so I'm really excited I can do whatever shenanigans I so desire. And the shenanigans, I'll probably do an episode of Get These Thumbs. The reason why we're eating late at 4 o'clock because my brother and sister-in-law are coming in from New Hampshire, while my sister and my brother-in-law, who the ones that got married last year, are heading out to upstate Massachusetts to visit my brother-in-law's grandmother, who has been very heartbroken ever since her husband passed away. So they want to go and be with her. She's very strict about what time to eat and all that. They want to keep that tradition for their family up there. Got to respect that. Got to like that. So it is what it is. Hello. So there it is. Oh my gosh, I'm going old. I should have shaved this before. So I was trying out some PlayStation 2s. I got my modded PlayStation 2. I was hoping to do like an old school ColecoVision game, but unfortunately, 401 on the Open PCL, I think I have the free McBoot and all that. Something's not working. I mean, the PlayStation 2 is working, but an error said disk drive not detected. So I don't know if something loose or I did something and I tweaked something or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if changing the date had something to do with it. And I'll kind of find out. Hopefully, I'll probably look online to see if anybody else had this problem and how they fixed their situation. So, but here's some good news though. I got my Patriots PlayStation 2. Which works with high def, and an episode of Get These Thumbs could be tomorrow. I could be playing a little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I've been practicing that, so I'll probably play a little bit of that. Also, my Xbox that my good friend Thomas Willis made me. I thought it didn't work at first, and then I fixed everything. Boom, it works. So that's still going, and I got my Raspberry Pi 3. That still works, so... And systems that play some crazy arcade games like nothing. You know what I mean? It's just some crazy arcade games like nothing. So hopefully I'll get something going tomorrow. And I'm really pleased as punch that even though when Plan A doesn't work, you got to have a Plan B, and Plan B, Plan C, and Plan D. That's what I have. Praise the Lord. So I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but it's been really cool. Starrcade is coming up this Sunday, December 1st, 7, and then following WWE 24 with Trish Stratus and her preparing for a farewell match against Charlotte Flair. Will be a heck of a matchup. 2 matches will be happening at Starrcade. A last man standing match. Finally, these two. Hopefully, this feud ends it. Rusev versus Lashley. The women's tag team title will be on the line. Kabuki Warriors. That's Asuka and the lovely Kairi Sane. I love Kairi Sane. She's so cute. My girl's right here. Asuka and Kairi Sane will be defending the titles against the Raw team of representing Raw women's champ Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Meanwhile, on the SmackDown side, SmackDown Women's Champ Bayley and Sasha Banks will also team up. I can't call them the Boss and the Hug connection. I'm thinking more like the Boss connection. They're both bosses of their division, and Bayley's been acting like a boss, so I call them the Boss connection. They'll be going. They also will have Team Bliss Cross, aka Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So Alexa Bliss will be coming back from her undisclosed injury, and will be in action once again. So the Kabuki Warriors have a 75% chance of losing the titles, and I hope they don't, but we'll see what happens there. On the Kevin Owens show, Ric Flair will be interviewed, and Ric Flair is synonymous with Starrcade, so we'll see what happens there. So what else? You know what I want to talk about today? Now, as you know, like I said, Thanksgiving is coming tomorrow. Really excited. Really want to get going. Sometimes, we have holiday traditions nowadays have been fallen by the wayside. Obviously, a lot of people, you're talking about young people nowadays trying to change things. But there's some things that they're trying to change are not for the better. And you think about it. You got, they're trying to gender neutralize Santa Claus. They're trying to get rid of some Christmas songs, trying to get rid of some Christmas shows, Christmas specials. And it's like, when I grew up watching the Christmas specials, listening to the Christmas songs, and believing in Santa Claus and all that, it's like I'm old school, Santa Claus is a he, and all that. And people are trying to change, and then I just realized something, that this is not the 80s and 90s anymore. This is not, we're into 2010s. We're about to go into the 2020s next year. We are about 1 month away. And come this Sunday, we'll be 30 days away from the end of 2010's decade. From the end of the 2010 decade. And when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, when I was young in the 80s and 90s, and even in the 2000s, I got hyped up about the holiday season every single year. I mean, we didn't have social media back then. If we did, I'd be all over it. I'd be like the ultimate warrior when it comes to the holidays. I'm like, load the spaceship with the rocket fuel. Load it with the Warriors. Christmas time. Thanksgiving. Let's eat that turkey. And doing all that crazy stuff. Take the plate. Hulk. Or something like that, Or act like Hulk Hogan. Well, you know something, brother. Christmas mania, Thanksgiving mania, brother. It's running wild, brother. We're going to eat the turkey, brother. We're going to eat the stuffings, brother. I'd be so hyped up about the holiday season. Hyped up about the parties, going to see my families, my relatives, and cousins. Whatever. I'm wondering what presents I'm going to get. I used to be excited about all that. But nowadays, it's like, I got to work on Thanksgiving morning just to clean up crap outside. Sometimes, I think the holidays get too commercialized. And all of a sudden now everybody's trying, let's get rid of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because there's bullying in that. You know what? And it's like, dudes, when we watch some of our cartoons and sitcoms and everything else back then, we learn from them shows. Okay, they made a mistake. We shouldn't do that mistake. Duh. I mean, come on. They called them, like I say, and there were issues of racism back then as well. I think a different world. Everybody, there was like a fight and everybody was in jail and they started discussing what's been, why, I think that episode, that part of that scene on a different world is on YouTube somewhere. Where Dean Cain was a guest. This was Dean Cain in his pre-Superman days. you know. And back then we have learned to like respect one another no matter what, you know. It's like we've learned all this stuff before, you know, before all this mess happened, you know. And I'm not one to talk about politics, and I'm not a politic talker and everything else. I think the politicians have ruined everything that we have learned, and to me, I think it was the fear after 9/11 that it was a fear that the politicians have, and kind of like, oh, we got to change this, we got to change that. We don't want to make anybody mad. We don't want to offend the Muslim people. We don't want to offend the black people. We don't want to offend anybody. And I can understand. Listen, I see people as people. You know, when I grow up, it's people as people. All right? I don't see race. I don't see color. I don't see creed. I don't see preference. I don't see, you know, nationality. I see people as people. You know, and what I'm trying to say is that the old school way is the cool way to learn. Why suppose I don't drink or do drugs? I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't take, you know, steroids or any crap like that. Because I watched what happens on TV if you take those things. If you drink, you get killed. You get into an accident. You take drugs. It takes years off your life. It takes it affects family and friends and relationships. And I see all that. It's like, and people complain, oh, you watch too much TV. Hey, at least I learn from it. I mean, I'm more sane because of it, because, you know, I used to go outside and play with my friends too. I mean, I can't do that. Obviously, I can't do that. I mean, because all my friends are grown up and are adulting right now. And, you know, it's, you know, I have no problem with that at all. And, you know, it's that, you know, sometimes, you know, listen, the other day, I got out of work and I said, do some driving around. I drove by my old neighborhood. And my old neighborhood, you know, I grew up in the 80s, and, you know, I put on Big 101.3. That is an 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s station. And I'm listening to an 80s song, and I'm driving past my own neighborhood, and it's been a quiet neighborhood. Back in the day, my old neighborhood, we used to play baseball mostly. Baseball was the most dominant sport. That's the only sport I know how to play. So we'll play baseball. It's not raining. It's not snowing. We'll go out and play baseball. You know. You know, usually me and a couple of friends of mine. You know, my friend Stephen Horn, who's been going through a whole lot, and keep him in your prayers, please. Appreciate it. Hope you're watching, Stephen. Hello. Once you recover, once you get yourself straight, and hopefully you and I can get together on the YouTube show and play some video games like we used to record each other. You know, me and my friend Stephen Horn, we used to record each other back in the day we used to record ourselves on the radio, you know, the cassette tapes. Back then, you could record, you can hear our voices over the cassette tapes, playing Nintendo, saying funny things and everything else, start laughing and making giggles and cracking jokes and all that. And I was hoping now that we have YouTube, when we do a YouTube show, that'll be great and hilarious at the same time. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of fun. But, you know, back in the day, like I say, you know, it's, you know, the holidays are not what they used to be anymore. And, you know, I can sit here and complain all day and whine and cry and moan and everything else. You know, I feel sad, though. I do feel sad. And I feel sad for the young ones who won't know and understand what it was like growing up in, you know, in our time. Back in the, you know, like I said, you know, here I am, you know, I thought to myself this: am I just a half autistic Portuguese or just an angry old man? I don't know. It's I asked myself that, you know, I was like, am I an angry old man or just a half autistic Portuguese? You know, it's the reason. You know, that's really funny. You know, but you know, I can't help but look back. You know, when I worked at Ruby Tuesday, we used to have Christmas parties. Man, I remember when Ruby Tuesday said we're planning out, you know, some of the female co-workers, they want to plan their first Christmas party. They wanted to do a Christmas party, and I wasn't so sure if I was going to go because I'm afraid that, you know, remember, I think I was only 18 or 19 at the time when we decided to do this, and I was afraid that everybody's going to drink. Oh, you don't drink the soda there. You just pay $5, and so I thought about it. And I talked to my parents, and they said, "Oh yeah, go ahead." You know, and back then I was going through a whole lot. Remember, with the, I don't want to repeat. You know, all I can say is, you know, when my ex-crush was dating at the time and everything else, and my church wasn't usually has a Christmas party, but I have decided, well, and my parents thought it'd be better for me if I go, my parents okayed it. My parents okayed me going to the work Christmas party because, hey, it might, and I explained. I said, well, I don't want to go to churches. I mean, I'm going to church after church after church. I have respect and love for the people in my church and all, but because of what I was going through back then with my ex-crush, not mentioning her name, but she knows who she is. So I decided, well, I felt in my heart that, I'd probably be better off going to the work Christmas party. But, but I know I'm smart. I know what to do, what not to do. That's the thing. So I'm old enough to make that decision, and even though was not 21 yet at the time. So and the place took the party took place at the Wonder Bowl, which is like a block from my house, a block from here. So I'm like, I'll walk there. I think the only crazy part I did was cross the graveyard to get there. I cross the cemetery. I was like, I should have gone there with a gun. I don't know where the zombie's going to come out and you get to shoot him in the head like The Walking Dead. No, I didn't do that. I did walk through the cemetery, and I figured it's a bit of a shortcut and probably dangerous because we live right near the projects too. So, anyways, it was my first Christmas party. I remember the coworker I had a crush on, Carolyn, and I danced with her, and it was really cool. So I was like, finally, somebody that I had a crush on decided to dance with me. It was really cool. It was a really cool moment. I have a lot of pictures from that party, which is something else. I remember I worked that day. I worked that day in the afternoon. I cut my thumb, so I had to pinch my thumb. I was okay though. I was okay to go. I was like, the last thing I want, I think I was cleaning out the dish machine, and I'm like, oh crap. Anybody got a Band-Aid? Like, anyways. So I was really, when I worked at Ruby Tuesday, I was really hyped. When they said, "Oh, we're having a Christmas party this year," yes, I'm going, good. And I used to show off my dancing skills. I love dancing, music. I just love music in general. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have some fun and everything else. So yeah, nowadays has not been the case. I kind of miss those days. I kind of miss the Christmas parties, the potluck dinners, and everything else. And I don't know. It's like I said, 80s and 90s, they're not they used to. I mean, both my grandparents and my father's side of the family are now passed on. They're no longer with us on Earth, and this was surreal. It's been a surreal decade. Ever since, just think, I started this decade off working at Ruby Tuesday until management decided to change things, and that was it, And then year after year, things change. We lose store after store after store after store at the mall, and Ruby's finally closed down in 2016. That's 3 years ago. Now we're losing another store, Forever 21, believe it or not. And you got people working on Burlington, and this is surreal. This is probably the most surreal thing ever. You know what I mean? It has this deck. It's like a lot of things have changed, and am I sad? I'm a little bit sad about it, And people complain about every little thing now on the internet, and you're like, oh man, And people criticizing my videos. It's like, I feel like going, yeah, I already know that. I already know everything. So don't bother commenting if you can't say anything nice, because I already know what you're going to say. You think I'm that stupid? I've heard everything under the sun, for goodness sakes. I was like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, do I miss the 80s and 90s during the holiday season? Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. We should, but the internet makes that legacy live on, And I don't know. Like I said, am I an angry old man, or just a half autistic Portuguese? I really don't know. I sometimes question myself sometimes. I'm just sitting there just going, So it like I said, surreal day. Obviously, the final Thanksgiving of the 2010s. You know, over the years, we tried to make the holidays work and everything else, but this year, maybe my love for the holidays starting to wane just a little bit, and I'm trying to keep a sunny disposition. I mean, I've been through a lot these past couple of months. I mean, you got everything going on at work. You got my car's exhaust let go, and then that ends up getting fixed, and then my muffler let go. Got that fixed, and my car key brakes, got that fixed, and it's like, Epa, come on, dude, seriously. And then my grandmother passes away and all that, so it's like one thing right after another, and you want to sit there and go, oh my God, is there anything else going to go wrong for me? Then, I got Thanksgiving off, yay! Oh, I don't have Thanksgiving off, bummer. I'm working till when? Till when on Saturday? I was like, that messes up everything at home for me. All my usual routines, like, oh my God. I feel like Chicken Little, the sky is falling, man, And I'm not what I used to be anymore. Seriously, I am not what I used to be anymore. I used to be all hyped up, all gung-ho, ready to rumble, ready to, be like the combination of Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, or even Roddy Piper when it comes to the holiday season. I used to be totally nuts for the holidays. I used to be totally crazy. And I feel like going, what's going on, man? And I'm sitting here in front of the computer, in my parents' basement, and I'm like, I crack myself up sometimes because I can do nothing but laugh because it's, like I said, I think the best way we spend the holidays and make things fun is just laugh and reminisce about the good old days and try to, pick it up a little bit, and just it's amazing. Sometimes I shake my head and I go, crazy, man, just crazy, and I just think my car's all fixed up. Everything else is caught up. All I got to do is drive that sucker to work tomorrow. Stay there till 9 o'clock. Make sure everything is on the up and up. And just, then Friday, Black Friday, my schedule is same on Black Friday, but then Saturday, they want me in on Saturday, 6 to 1. So I'm like, yeah, wonderful. Whoopee-doo. Who cares? It's like, they don't give you a break in the holiday season. They can't give you any days off. You're like, what happened to the good old days? And when I was a kid, I used to be hyped up about the holidays. When Christmas vacation, when Thanksgiving recess is going to get a couple of days off. Yay! Let's have some fun, Let's have some fun. Let's do this, I'll stay at home, I don't care. Send me my grandparents watch some Bullseye. I really don't care at that point, I was like, I was a kid with a carefree attitude, having so much fun. Alas, those good old days are long gone, my friends. Somebody give me a DeLorean, put some 1.21 gigawatts, flex capacitor, and get me back to the 80s, man. I used to have, oh man, I used to have, I was really, really wild back then. I really am. And, whew, I don't know. I'm just missing the good old days, probably. Yeah. I'm bitter. No, I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm just an old man. A sad old man. Missing the old school days. Missing the old school. Yep. It ain't what it used to be anymore. That's for sure. I mean, the cool thing about it is that the internet really, helps us can relive those glory days. I mean, think about it. I mean, I got DVDs are some of my favorite shows I used to watch back in the day. The Three Stooges, Pac-Man, He-Man, She-Ra, Voltron. I got Transformers, GoBots, Power Rangers. I got MXC. I got Welcome Back, Kotter, Batman, The Electric Company. I mean, Knight Rider. For goodness sakes, peoples! And I can play video games. Good thing I got my Raspberry Pi 3 with all my RetroPie cards and SD cards. They have all the emulators from ColecoVision, Capcom arcades, and that can help you relive. They can help you relive those glory days. I feel like singing that song from Bruce Springsteen. Glory days, when young girls are glory days. Pass you by, glory days, glory days. You know, it's missing the glory days in the 80s and 90s. We used to go, Christian skate nights or Christmas, holiday skate night at Skate Plus, aka Carousel. That rink is gone. Hot Wheels back in the day, that's gone. Holy crap, Rocky Point Park. I mean, holy crap, holy cramoly, dudes, what is heckin' going on here around here? I mean, just like I said, somebody get me a time machine. But it is what it is, alas. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I know a lot of you young viewers out there, you probably don't even understand a damn thing that I'm saying. Excuse my language. A darn thing that I'm saying. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't expect you to. It is what it is. Well, that's all I got to say. So that's all the time we have on the show. God's blessings, light, life, and love to all of you. Catch on the flip side. Pay attention. You might learn something. We cannot change our past, but we can change our present situations to work for a better future. And if life deals you with a bad hand, change your cards to get yourself a better hand. But life is the teacher. We're all in the constant state of learning. Quoting Bruce Lee out of that one. All right, I'll see you at episode 407, possibly Thanksgiving special. Who knows? I could bust out the Nintendo Switch, play a little Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think I did that a couple Thanksgivings ago. Maybe I can do that again. And play Mario Kart Enemies Just Made a List or something like that. I don't know. We're going to have a little bit of fun on the next episode. Trust me on this one. Guys, all of you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving out there. Be with your family, and if you ever watch one of my shows during your Thanksgiving, and tell your relatives, hey, this is the funny guy right here. I'm not that funny, but trust me. But I just try to be real with you people, and I'm not trying to be angry. I'm just trying to be more encouraging, and that's what I'm trying to do. But sometimes, I feel sad about some things, but sometimes you got to speak from your heart and speak the truth, and just you can't let anybody get to you, and I can't let bad things get to me. And sometimes it's all the stress and all the changes that have been happening. Maybe I'm getting old in my old age. I'm not the spry. I'm not exactly Animal from Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem band, but I just like to have some fun, and I try to have fun my own way. Maybe I'm not the same. I was a crazy spring chicken kid that worked at Ruby Tuesday back in 1995, man. I'm not that same guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like the combination of Hulk Hogan, like I said, Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, and Randy Savage and Roddy Piper, man, all crazy and talking about, I'll do this, brother, I'll load this base with a rocket fuel and all that. And like I said, I'm not the spry kid that I used to be anymore, so I feel bad. All right, then. I'll let you guys go. See you in episode 407. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.